let's just be real. Resumes don't work. The portfolios are hardly ever being used anymore. What are people doing to be able to get jobs that they haven't done before? We need to switch from the old traditional model to a new model. This new model is the dynamic portfolios. Our portfolios are a living manifestation of the work that we do, right? But sometimes they have become static on these websites.
Boring.
What we need to do, or what we're creating, is a way to show the world the what we can do, which is through the content that we create on Twitter or any of these other sites like LinkedIn, right? Use those platforms to show the work that we do. Why does this matter? Because I realize that when you go on LinkedIn and show the work that you're doing and showing the process, it gives you an arc. If you have a robotic arm, for example, I saw this on LinkedIn one time. This guy, he was a college student who was making a robotic arm, and he was able to do it in his dorm room or wherever he was at. It gave him over 2 million views. And you might say, why does that matter? So many people reached out to him to say if he wanted a job. He didn't even have to graduate. He had companies coming to him because he knew that when he actually probably didn't know this, but when he put it out there, just to show that he can build this, literally a lot of people would offer him jobs because they said he's showing the work that he's doing. He's showing how he did it. And people says, okay, great. I don't need to know about your degree, which is still important, but I can see you actually know how to build a thing that we want. That's the most important part. Showing that you can build something, create something, do something that these companies want without them having to go through a vetting process. That's the challenge. These companies say, okay, here, a new student coming in, they use Handshake, right, to connect with a student and say, okay, great, we got this new student coming in. They don't know much about this company. They may not know so much about the process or even how to build stuff.
Your new assistant is a quick study. And per your text, he posted a well-crafted cease and desist.
But if they're like, wow, I'm seeing this person built this stuff on their own, in their own dorm room, no money in their hands.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps.
They're just building this thing, and they figure out to be resourceful. For one, they're self-determined because no one's telling them to do it. They're actually building this thing. It's remarkable. They want that person on staff soon as they graduate, and that person has options because there's a lot of companies out there that would love to get that person in their at their company, Google, whatever. When I think about a dynamic portfolio, it is taking a portfolio that was static and making it dynamic. You might say, oh, okay, Sherlock, what does that mean? No, what I mean by that is don't make it dead. Some people in the past have made these websites where they literally are just pictures of stuff they worked on that has no meaning.
My eye is...
You want it to be live. You want it to be promoting you or promoting me when I'm not using it. So for example, if I'm on YouTube and I created this content on how to code this specific thing, right? Or I'm a marketer and I want to show how I market this particular piece of product, I want to show the process, the beginning of initialization, the design process, the ideology of how I went about it, and then the ending result, and show it in a way that's convincing and compelling. All these things give rise to who you are as a character. It shows a lot about how you think, how you work with teams. All these things can be manifested just in a video.
This just became a job.
You can also think about the fact that when you're posting on different platforms, it shows that you're active in your community and that you're trying to build something that means something to people. But all these things are literally embedded into the content you create. And this content is not just about being an influencer, which is doesn't really matter. It's about showing the work that you're doing and how good you are and how you can create something that matters. And companies see this. And if you or investors see this, if you are looking to get investment from a company who you're building something on a startup, for example, all these things give you leverage because that's what you need. If you want to be able to do something with significance, right, you need leverage. Leverage is usually in the form of money, but in the terms of trying to build a good portfolio or a good rapport, it's good to have something to vet you when you're not doing it yourself. Imagine the work you gotta keep vetting yourself over and over again with your resume, right? People ask you, what did you do? How did you do this? Where did this come from? Well, you have your work posted out there. It's a broadcast to possibly hundreds of thousands, of people who will see this and say, wow, this person doing remarkable. I don't even have to question the work you're doing. I'm seeing you do it. That's what's magical about this. As you come out of school, while you were in your sophomore year, junior year, build something, tinker, create it, and then literally videotape, record it, the process of it, and then show the end result, post it. Do this several times, not to do it one time. Do this several times. I say 15 times. I know it's a lot. And that makes you great. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.